What's up guys, it's Hawaii Legend. I'm here with my second video of the DCUO How to Tank series that I'm doing. We're going to be focusing on Fellowship of the Arcane Elite. This is the part 1 of 2 parts of this video. But first I want to do a huge shout out to Bvnches. He's the one who created the intro to this video. If you ever need someone to do graphics, intros, outros, anything like that, this is the guy to get a hold of. He's incredible. So, on to the content that we're about to tank. I solo tanked this whole raid. I solo tank all the raids on here. And there's a lot of things that you need to keep in mind with what comes with that. With 2 tanks, you have the opportunity to be able to look at every mechanic and go for every mechanic. Whereas if you're solo tanking stuff, there's a high possibility that there's a lot of mechanics that you're kind of just going to eat the damage and have to brush off and keep going. I'm still going to touch on as many mechanics as I can to help you out as much as you can, but that's one thing to understand is when you solo tank things, there's a lot of things that you may end up missing and just have to eat for damage, but part of it is having to figure out what those mechanics are that you're willing to sacrifice missing and still having knowledge about them so you know when it's going to happen and be able to communicate with your healers on when you need those heals. And I think, with this content, it does a good job of forcing you to communicate with your healers. I think most contents do, obviously, because things hit really hard. But this one, I don't know, I've really enjoyed this one as opposed to others, and I think it's just the mechanics and the facts that every role is involved in how you do things. But as for this Dr. Fate fight, let's just get started. Alright, so in the first boss, Dr. Fate, we're going to be looking at pretty much mainly 2 mechanics, but we'll talk about some other things in here. The first one is going to be his teleport move. So right about now, you'll see him push his hands out like that. There's going to be a yellow ball that comes above your head, and when it hits the ground, it's doing massive damage. Now, the trick here is to not block, because if you block and stand in one spot, then Dr. Fate's going to teleport. He does this 3 times in rapid succession. If he hits you with 2 of them, you're done. So what you do is you just continuously dodge roll. Now in this case, when I seen him do this and he teleported away, I know he's on another teammate. So instead, you all seen them, they're not dying right now. They definitely do in the fight if they get caught blocking, but they know to continuously dodge roll. You just keep dodge rolling until those 3 teleports are up, and then you continue the fight. So the next mechanic we're going to talk about is these circles. After Dr. Fate teleports, he'll usually summon these circles. These do massive damage. Now, I really don't tell my healers to trip too much about the teleport mechanic because I can dodge those. We all can dodge those as soon as we see them teleport. These circles, however, they spawn wherever they want. Now, if it spawns on me, or anytime I see circles pop up, I'm telling my healers to get ready for priority heals because I gotta make it out of those circles alive. So jump, dodge roll, everything you can to get out of here. Now, if you see in this bottom right corner, the circles overlap. Honestly, we've seen it happen with 4 circles. We call it the Venn diagram. If you get caught in that, that's a wrap. So healers always gotta be ready to spam heals when the circles come out, and after that, get out of the circle, you're cool. The next part, as you've seen right there, bats come out, the ads come out. You just gotta be on top of grabbing those. Once you pull them for the first time, for the most part, they're going to stay on you. So when you see them teleport and whatnot, you can just dodge roll away from the ads. They'll find you soon enough. But basically, for the most part, that's pretty much the fight. Obviously, it's a different story with getting the 5 books. I usually have a DPS run that, or, if you guys are struggling on it, have a tank, or another power that's a tank, switch the tank roll, throw on some shields, and run past there. Usually it's a struggle with the ads. If you get caught by one of them, it slows you down. You get caught by an eye, it's a wrap. Besides that though, as you see what I'm doing here, you stay moving around. This middle pillar, we'll call it, that shoots the lightning, I usually just go around there in circles. Try to keep them closer to the door so that they can stay away from the lightning. And by they, I mean the rest of the team. But, I kind of just move around there. Unless there's circles, then, you gotta switch up where you go and survive. But besides that, those are the main mechanics. As you've seen there, like, to me, getting out of those teleports is more important than the rage crash, which is a good and bad thing. For me, obviously, I'm trying to stay out of the rage crash, but if it happens, it happens. I gotta get out of those teleports because I'm dead anyways with those. And then yeah, you see the circles pop up. For the most part, though, cruise fight if you can do that. Once you're able to DPS him, your DPSs really have to focus on being able to dodge roll if he starts to teleport. Some of them, you know, normal DPSs for the most part in this game now, they like to go for as much damage as possible and ignore mechanics, which usually ends up in a failed run or a pretty angry support roll. So again, as long as you guys can keep doing this, you're on top of communication with your healers, then you guys are good. Obviously, you know, your troll goes down or any support roll, get them up really fast. As far as doing the iconic pickups, we usually either do Shazam first and then Swamp Thing, or Swamp Thing first then Shazam. It's kind of up to you guys how you want to go. Swamp Thing can help tank, you know, has other abilities. I'm pretty sure he helps out with the healing. And then Shazam obviously helps out with the lightning. So it's kind of up to you as the tank which one you want to tell your team to go for. After that, I mean, for me, I tell them, look, Swamp Thing and Shazam got to come up after that. I don't care. If you want to go for a feat by getting a specific iconic, go for it. But besides that, just those are the main two. If you want to get John Constantine up, he'll summon this huge Earth Golem, I think it's called, to help tank stuff. It's pretty cool. But again, that's up to you as a team. I highly suggest, though, Swamp Thing and Shazam. And then, like you're saying now, Dr. Fate kind of does whatever he wants. So you can try to guess where he's going to be to orbital. What I usually do is I wait for him to lunge me, and he'll lunge and then do a second melee move. I wait to block break that, and then I pop my orbital on top of him. It's something you can try to communicate with your team, but for the most part, it's just, you know, it's really just based on their DPS to get it done. Once you get those mechanics down, though, it's a pretty smooth run. I'm just gonna let the rest of this play out, though, for you guys, just so you can kind of see how I do the rest of the fight, observe what you can. But I definitely do want to touch on the fact that, you know, I came out with the video last week, and I think it's done incredible. You know, it has a good amount of views. People were actually commenting me, but more than that, people in the Xbox server alone have been sending me tells and, you know, messages, just, you know, thanking me for the video, saying it really helped out, stuff like that. And, you know, that's something that really makes this worth it, because I want to be able to help out the server and allow people to grow as players, instead of just having this, you know, these leagues who don't want to run with anyone else and leave the player base behind and just allow them to, you know, quit. Like, I want to try to build the player base, and that's kind of my goal with these videos, is to help those who don't know how to do it become able to do it. That way we can grow as a community. So, you know, if you guys really enjoy these videos and they are helping you, you know, I'd love for you to show others these videos to try to help them out. You know, show the ones who don't know these things. You know, there's obviously going to be the trolls on every server. You know, there's already trolls on the Xbox server who, when I, you know, put on the chats, you know, about this video and try to promote them to help, you know, people see these videos and get better, there's the people who are like, oh, we already know this, yada yada. But okay, obviously those are the people who do already know it. That's fantastic. That's about 2% of the people in the game. What about the other 98% that I'm really concerned about? So again, if you guys, you know, enjoy these videos, by all means show them to people who are trying to learn to tank. Show them to people who don't know too much about mechanics. Show them to people who don't know too much about the game, because anything they watch, as long as it's good information that you guys can vouch for, and I hope that this is one of them, you know, any video like that is encouraging, will help them out as a player. So again, thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna let this continue to play out to the end, and I'll see you next time.